5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What does he have to do? Oh my gosh. Everything's coming together, and hope you guys enjoy. What's good? It's your boy Curry Mac back with another video, and today again we have our boy Shane.
What's up?
And we're gonna be doing like a mock draft, which if you're in a fantasy league, this is very important. And if you guys are like newbies and unsure of like who to draft, or because you know a lot of people put a lot of money into this, so it's kind of important, you know, right?
Yeah, we play for a lot of money in our leagues.
Yeah. My first year I was asked.
Even if you're just doing it for fun, it's when you usually play with your buddies, and it's fun to be competitive.
Yeah,
you have bragging rights over your friends.
Yeah, you know how it gets. You get competitive with your bros.
Even if it's not for money, it's still nice to be able to draft and have a good team. Because it's way more fun when you're competitive and you're actually in the league, you know. It's not fun to have a sucky fantasy team.
Yeah.
Trust me, it sucks.
And it's always fun drafting. If you ever play Madden, you know, it's always cool. You know how many times, like, you'll make a team, you'll play, like, a game or two, and then you're like, I want to do another draft. You know what I mean? So it's always pretty fun. So we downloaded this app.
It's Sleeper. You can set up a fantasy league through them, and they also offer mock drafts. It's just called Sleeper Fantasy app. You can download it in the App Store. It's really cool for mock drafts. If you're doing fantasy football and you want to get better at drafting, you need to do mock drafts.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect, baby.
Well, this guy last year, I remember we'd come home from work, and like between like intermissions of like playing video games or whatever, he'd just constantly been doing like mock drafts.
Yeah, I love doing mock drafts. It's really fun.
But
and you just get a good sense for when players are going, like what rounds.
Yeah.
You'll hear us refer to I'll be saying ADP, which is average draft position. It's like expert consensus rankings, ECR, stuff like that. That's all in the app too. It'll tell you what the experts have people ranked at. This app's really useful.
Yeah, I don't know why he gets into it too much because he sucks. So.
I'm always better than you.
All right, so we're gonna.
So in order to determine the draft order, we're picking out a hat. So
they're completely
I'll go
random.
ahead and let this guy pick. It's 12-man PPR. Just I think it's ESPN standard or ESPN PPR rules.
Oh, 7.
You got 7.
I like it. I kind of like being like around the middle of the draft.
No look, no cheat. On the bottom one, very bottom one. 4.
That's
4.
A good one, 2. Yeah, 7. You guys can see that.
Alright, so you just go into the app here and you claim your spot. We set this up beforehand. So I invited him in.
When's that? Oh, I gotta wait for you, I think. Is that what I gotta do? He set it up, so I think it's pretty cool. So you can just like invite your friends, like literally like text message, just send the link and you start.
You're gonna have to go back to that link I sent you through text.
Just that one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you should have joined. Hit join draft.
You join it. Oh, right here.
Okay, yeah. And then now, so you're gonna scroll over here to 7.
7.
And hit claim. Yeah. Hit claim there at the top.
Where do you see 7
Right there, 1-7.
Oh, alright.
7 pick.
So
you claim 7th spot.
Chef Curry Mac.
Chef Curry Mac, 7th spot.
Alright.
Alright, so then you're ready to start?
Yeah, let's get it.
Alright, start draft.
Doing anything?
Nope.
Alright, something just happened.
Alright, so when Kamara, Saquon, and DeAndre Hopkins. Alright, that leaves me. I can take McCaffrey, Elliott, David Johnson. Really, it's coming down. I'm probably going to take a running back just because I like to have like an elite running back. A running back that can catch and.
Yeah, the best
Yeah,
running
run.
back, like it would be obviously like an every down back, and kind of like a receiving type back too. So like David Johnson, the one year was a great one, a great pickup. This year, he still could. He could. I think he's gonna bounce back. So that'd be a good one. I don't know if I'd go like top 3 though on him.
Yeah, I'm taking Christian McCaffrey. He's gonna get a ton of volume this year on the ground. He's gonna get a ton of targets just like last year. Last year he had 96 catches. That's 96 points alone. Even if he gains 0 yards off from catches. So then it went Zeke Elliott, and then David Johnson.
Yeah. So I'm up next. So like, I'm in a quite a predicament right now because
Quite a predicament.
they got one of the best backs out. You still have Nick Chubb here, but I might take a risk. I'm gonna go Todd Gurley.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
Gurley.
See, I like being towards the middle or later in the draft because then you come right back in the second, pretty early. So, depending on how many, like what team league you're in, is it usually 10?
No,
We're at 12. aren't
12 is probably standard.
we? More standard.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's 8, 10 man, 12 man, 14 man. Alright, so it went Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Michael Thomas, and Travis Kelce for the last pick in the first round.
Why is his orange? Travis Kelce?
He's a tight end.
Oh, it's going by color.
Yeah, okay. And then the first pick in the second round is Julio Jones. Second pick, James Conner, OBJ, Nick Chubb, Juju, and then we're back to Curry Mack over here.
Chef Curry Mac.
Chef Curry Mack,
League.
whatever.
League name. Actually, just this. All right, so I think running backs is one of the most important positions to pick up, especially early on because the further you get down, there's limited running backs. There's tons of receivers, tons of quarterbacks.
It's a good point because running backs, you think about it, usually there's only one running back on the field at a time. Receivers, you can have up to 4 on the field, sometimes up to 5.
So I'm going Joe Mixon. So I got Todd Gurley and Joe Mixon so far.
Todd Gurley and Joe Mixon. Huh?
Why are they on the clock so long? You know what I mean? They should just be going right through it.
I have to do it manually. Alright, so I already got Christian McCaffrey. Oof.
Oh, you're picking the players for?
I'm not picking them, I'm just doing making the computer pick. So right here, I'm probably either gonna be taking Damian Williams, Devontae Freeman, Mike Evans is there, like Adam Thielen.
You're looking at just receivers. Keenan Allen, that would be a great pickup, I think.
I like Damian Williams. I'm just scared that Andy Reid came out and said it's going to be a running back by committee there with him and I think it's Dante Thompson.
Think about Amari Cooper, second half of the season with the Cowboys. Oof.
I'm not taking Amari this early.
Yeah,
What crazy?
That's another good thing, a good strategy to have while you're drafting in real life. Try and persuade, a fella.
Boy, if you don't.
A
A fella next to you to kind of, draft someone bad or someone too early, Happens all the time.
maybe someone inexperienced like yourself. I'm gonna take Damien Williams here in the second round. The Chiefs. It's the Chiefs running back. I mean, they're one of the highest scoring offenses in the NFL. So when they get down there on the goal line, who's gonna punch it in?
Patrick
Mahomes. Damien Williams is gonna punch it in, and he's proven that he can catch out of the backfield. He's not great at anything, but he's good at a bunch of different. He's a versatile back. So it's back to me here. So far, I have Christian McCaffrey and Damien Williams.
He's actually pretty nice.
So
Damien Williams.
two running backs.
I think he's gonna have a good year. I think people are kind of what's the right word? I don't know. I think they're unsure of him, but he's gonna do good. What are you looking at? Receivers
I'm
again?
looking at receivers. So I have two running backs already, but I think I might go with the third running back here because I really like Devontae Freeman. I think he's gonna have a bounce back year. Last year he got hurt, but I mean the Falcons were one of the highest scoring offenses in the league, and they didn't even have Devontae Freeman last year.
Yeah.
He's definitely an upgrade to Ito Smith and Tevin Coleman. It's just a question of whether or not he stays healthy. I think 2 years ago, he was or 3 years ago, he was the number one running back.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Devontae Freeman. So that puts me at Christian McCaffrey, Damien Williams, and Devontae Freeman.
Devontae Freeman was always pretty consistent. Like.
Yeah. All right, now Curry Mack's on the clock here. Well, do you want to do a rundown of how it's going so far? We haven't been filling them in.
You wanna?
So the second round went Julio, James Conner, OBJ,
You'll be able to see
Nick
on
Chubb, Juju. He took Joe Mixon. Dalvin Cook went Antonio Brown. I went with Damien Williams, Adam Thielen, Patrick Mahomes, first quarterback off the board.
Yeah, that was a little early to me.
Super early. Mike Evans with the last pick in the second round. Third round went Kerryon Johnson, Keenan Allen, Leonard Fournette. I went with Devonta Freeman, David Montgomery next, Chris Carson, and now we're with Chef Curry Mack here.
On the clock.
He's going two running backs. His one running back, his number one pick, is dealing with that arthritic knee. What are you gonna go? Are you gonna go with some security here at running back, or are you gonna start drafting away the receivers and tight ends?
We'll see here. Another good point. Like this might help you. We had a buddy at work. He has the number one pick in the first round, and he won the pick, Patrick Mahomes. I was like mind blown by that. Because the time he would get his pick all the way back around the second, all those running backs would be gone. The top receivers would be gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. The quarterbacks, there's not. Even Patrick Mahomes had a great year. The quarterbacks are so good now that there's not as much of a difference between the number one quarterback, say, to the number 10 quarterback, as there is the number one running back to the number 10 running back. So you should wait on quarterback because you can draft them late, or you can draft the 12th quarterback and still have a top 12 guy. You can't do that with a running back.
No. Picked up Zach Ertz. What up?
Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
So Todd Gurley, Joe Mixon, Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
Next goes Aaron Jones,
Ooh. Nice.
George Kittle.
I was gonna pick him, but I don't think he's gonna have that a year like last year. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, everyone on the 49ers got hurt last year, but the fact that he did it with Nick Mullins is super impressive.
Yeah.
Hopefully Jimmy G stays healthy. Okay, so it went Aaron Jones, George Kittle, Amari Cooper, T.Y. Hill, Stephon Diggs to end the third round. To open the fourth, we went Julian Edelman, Marlon Mack, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Cooks, Chris Godwin.
Someone take Marlon Mack?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what I wanted to steal this round. See, I still wouldn't even.
All right, talk me through it here.
Like quarterback, no, still no. I was thinking about another running back, just in case of Todd Gurley. Like, I know that was a risk, but that could be high risk, high reward. You know what I mean? He was number 1 or 2 in fantasy last year, right?
Yeah, I believe he was. Yeah, he's.
So even though he did terrible in the playoffs, but
Well, he was hurt. His knee was
yeah,
acting up.
I know his name.
He was either 1 or 2 at running back.
Melvin Gordon, he hasn't. They don't even know where. Like, he might not even stay with the Chargers. Like, I don't know what's up with him yet.
Melvin Gordon. But imagine if he played and you got him in the 4th round. That's a steal.
It is a steal. But I haven't got any receivers yet.
And receivers. I like a lot of receivers here.
I'm going with AJ Green. I'm surprised he's kind of. No one took him yet.
Did you know he's out for the first 6 weeks?
Oh, fuck, that's right. That's fine. That's fine.
Alright. Alright, so he went with AJ Green.
That's fine.
Next one, Tyler Lockett. Robert Woods, that's a bummer because that's who I was going to take. I think Robert Woods is going to have I think he'll be the number 1 receiver on that team this year.
I do like Robert Woods.
Cooper Kupp's still there. I don't know. They were talking about how they were going to limit him because they still just wanted to protect him after he tore up his knee last year. So I already have 3 running backs. I went 3 running backs so far. So I have no receivers or tight ends. Tight end doesn't really interest me. I like OJ Howard, but it's too early for him. So really, I feel like I'm forced to go wide receiver here. Take my first receiver off the board. Nothing really stands out to me though.
There's 2 in particular.
Kenny Galladay. I think this is a bit of a reach for him here in the 4th round. I don't like him that much.
I don't like him too much
Galladay.
of this round either.
I like Tyler Boyd a lot, considering he's going to be the number 1 receiver for the first 8 weeks there. They're an improved offense. I think I'm doing it. I'm taking Tyler Boyd here.
So you just took Tyler Boyd?
I took Tyler Boyd for my first receiver in the 4th round.
Let's see what this guy takes.
Derrick Henry goes next in the 4th round. Mark Ingram, it's really early. Kenny Galladay in the 4th. Melvin Gordon finally goes in the 5th round.
Damn.
Cooper Kupp, and then OJ Howard. Okay, so I have to go receiver again. Let me just take a gander here at the running backs. I like a lot of the running backs compared to the receivers.
Yeah, so do
I like Philip Lindsay a lot. I really like Sony Michel.
I. Yeah, Kenyon Drake all the way down there.
Tevin Coleman. Well, he's hurt right now, and he's battling with Kalen Ballage. I gotta go receiver here, man.
The Rashard Penny. Is he the starter on the Seahawks?
Rashad Penny, he's back up, second fiddle.
But he's still
Chris
pretty
Carson.
nice.
He's good, yeah. And they run the ball a lot, so.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna.
I wouldn't draft him now, no. Boy, Sony Michel though.
I can't do it. I can't pass on Sony.
Are you on the clock? Yeah.
I'm on the clock. I can't pass on Sony. I'm drafting him. He can have a crazy year. We know the Patriots want to run the ball more. If he plays a full 16, I can't imagine a world where he's not
Philip Lindsay.
more than
Jeez.
one running back.
Alright,
Tevin Coleman.
I'm on the clock. That was a good pick too. I need another receiver. I mean, I got Zach Ertz, which is good. AJ Green, when he comes back, that'll be good. AJ Green's still been like the top. I mean, he's always questioned for like the top 5 receiver in the league every year.
Talent-wise, not for fantasy.
Not for fantasy.
He gets hurt a lot.
Yeah. But I gotta go with my boy Jarvis Landry. I think he's gonna have a great year with OBJ kind of being double teamed. It's gonna be like a Juju Antonio Brown situation.
think he's gonna get the targets that he needs to be good?
I think he might have more yards than OBJ.
He's
OBJ's
gonna
gonna
get the targets though. He's always been a target guy.
Yeah.
The good seasons he has 100 catches,
Yeah.
1,000 yards. Never been a touchdown guy.
No, OBJ, that's what I said. OBJ's going to get more touchdowns. But I think Jarvis is going to average at least 5-6 catches a game, at least.
Yeah.
And he's good, after the catch. Alright, I'm back.
Alright, so let me just run it through for him. Jarvis Landry, James White, Tariq Cohen, Calvin Ridley, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson. So there goes 2 quarterbacks. That ends the 5th round there. Starts 6th round, Miles Sanders, Evan Ingram, DJ Moore, Lamar Miller, and Christian Kirk. That puts your boy Chef Curry back on the clock here. So far, his team's Todd Gurley, Joe Mixon, Zach Ertz, AJ Green, and Jarvis Landry. Pretty even. You got your 2 starting receivers, 2 starting running backs, and a tight end. Even though AJ Green's out, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna go receiver.
Yeah, well, this is hard because Alshon Jeffrey is a beast. I always liked him. I feel like he gets hurt a lot. Allen Robinson, I always liked him too. And Will Fuller, he gets mad touchdowns.
Yeah, but he's also injury prone. He already has a probable tag next to his name.
Oh yeah,
So he's already
that's a little
dealing with
P.
something.
Yeah.
Dealing with
I'm almost looking at defenses right now, but it's a little early.
do not trust the defense this early.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alshon Jeffrey. So I was already talking about him. I think Carson Wentz is gonna go off. If you watch our previous video, I think Carson's gonna have a huge year. Who are you thinking about?
So I want to go receiver here.
Tight end.
No, I don't.
I mean, you already
kind
kinda-
on tight end. So far my team is Christian McCaffrey, Damian Williams, Devontae Freeman, Tyler Boyd, and Sony Michel. So I'm gonna go with a receiver here. Really like Allen Robinson this year if he stays healthy. Last year he was coming off of the injury. He tore his ACL in Jacksonville, missed that whole season. Signs with a new team, and the Bears didn't get the entire preseason to get ready with the new offense. And you know, as a receiver, learning a new offense is going to take time. He didn't have the preseason and minicamp to do that because he was injured. So he just got kind of thrown into it once the regular season started. Now he has a whole year under him. I think he's going to have a great year. Allen Robinson, I think, is a good pick here later in the...
I think he's overlooked a lot. He's a good receiver. He's big too.
Yeah, he's big.
He's a big body.
Penn Stater, so I like him even more. Baker Mayfield goes next.
People are gonna start.
Curtis Samuel, and then Hunter Henry to end the 6th there. Matt Ryan in the 7th round, first pick. Jared Cook goes next. Robbie Anderson, and we're back to me. Okay, so I'm looking at receiver here again, just because I would like some run the running backs, but I already have 4, so I want to wait. I want to get some receivers here, gather some depth. It's hard not to like Josh Gordon here. I think it might be a little bit too early. Just because if he plays a full 16, you grab him in the 7th round. It's gonna be a steal, but you're playing the what if game.
You know he's gonna
suspended.
produce. You know he's gonna produce when he's on the field.
Yeah, when he's on the field. And I was reading numbers about him when he was on the field without Gronk, compared to his numbers on the field with Gronk. And when Gronk was not there, Tom Brady looked at him as like a safety blanket. He was getting 6-7 catches a game, over 100 yards. His stats were amazing. He was on schedule or on pace to just have a great season. But we all know what happens with Josh Gordon. He gets caught for smoking marijuana or doing something stupid.
Marijuana.
It's just hard not to take him there. Right now I'm looking at Josh Gordon. I like Dede Westbrook a lot. Not really interested in Dante Pettis. I like Sterling Shepard a little bit, especially if Daniel Jones heats up here. I think I'm gonna do it. I already have my 2 starting
You
receivers.
think Daniel Jones is going to start or end up starting this year?
I think at some point this year. I mean, I don't know when, but I predict he'll take over. If Eli just has 1 or 2 bad games, the way Daniel Jones has been playing in the preseason, everyone in New York's going to be calling for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they are going to be calling for it.
They're going to get bit. He's looked amazing. But back to my pick. I'm taking the risk. Josh Gordon, stay off the weed. After that goes Latavius Murray. I like that pick. Will Fuller. Oh shit, dude.
You give me Carson Wentz?
I accidentally hit auto pick.
That's alright. The next person.
No. I just removed it. So you can pick now.
And see, he's trying to cheat me right now. I gotta do it. And when he comes back, did you see the Browns preseason? This third preseason game? Kareem Hunt was in. He looked good. Looked nice.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, yeah.
You took him?
No, not yet.
Don't take Kareem Hunt. Let me tell you why not to take Kareem Hunt.
I'm looking at Jordan Howard.
He's suspended 8 games. They have the bye week in there.
Well, Nick
as
Chubb's going to be doing really good, I think, too.
He's suspended 8 games. He has the bye week in there too. So you're not going to be able to play until week 10. And even when he comes back in week 10, he's the backup to Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
So you're gonna waste a roster spot for 10 weeks just to have the backup to Nick Chubb when he comes back. I think people are drafting him way too early right now, Kareem Hunt.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Did you take Carson Wentz?
I went with Carson Wentz.
Wow, the computer knew what you wanted to do. So Carson Wentz.
I just got to stick to my gut, you know. I say he's going to have a big year.
Goes Kenyon Drake, Drew Brees, Dede Westbrook, who I like a lot there. Duke Johnson, the new Houston Texan. I like him a lot. Texans finally have a running back that can catch the ball. Lamar Miller is the most average running back ever.
Who?
Lamar Miller.
Yeah. He's a big body, though, too. He's like 6 foot, like 230. I'm back on the clock.
Yep. So Kenyon Drake, Drew Brees, Dede, Duke Johnson, Darius Geis, Darrell Henderson, back at the talk early. Larry Fitz, Vance McDonald, Rashad Penny, Andrew Luck, and he's back on the clock. Remember, you can pull it up.
Oh, yeah. Looking at LaShawn McCoy. I don't know. He's getting old. Getting old. I get Jordan Howard.
Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
I like that pick.
I think they might use him a decent amount.
The only thing I'm scared of him is having Miles Sanders there. I think he's going to take a lot of third down work. Jordan Howard will be probably the first and second down back. But he's limited in his upside because he can't catch out of the backfield. He's not a receiving back.
I feel like he's very inconsistent too.
Well, he was a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher in Chicago, but he just never was able. I think they got rid of him because he wasn't able to fit that
The scheme.
3-down rollback that Matt Nagy wanted.
Yeah.
So it went Jordan Howard,
Great coach, by the way.
Eric Ebron, Geronimo Allison. I'm back on the clock here. All right. Right now I'm starting to look at tight ends.
Oh yeah, you didn't get one yet.
Yeah, I don't have a tight end.
Njoku.
I like Njoku.
I don't know. It's like I don't know how I feel about him. Like he's a good tight end. It's just with all them threats. Like I could see him having a pretty big year, or not really targeted that much. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed in Cleveland, so
You know, OBJ is gonna want his.
OBJ's gonna get his, Jarvis is gonna get his, Nick Chubb's gonna catch passes out of the backfield. That's what I mean. There's just a lot of mouths to feed. I still think he'll have a good year. I think it's gonna be spotty. It's gonna be games where he goes off, and then games where he has one catch for 10 yards. I think.
Yeah, a lot of tight ends are like that though.
Looking here at quarterback, I would like Cam Newton, but the injury that he just suffered, it turns me off. Obviously, he got a mid-foot sprain.
They're trying to change his throwing motion too. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that can be scary.
I think I'm gonna stick with tight end though. I really think Delaney Walker could have a big year. He's coming off the injury, but he's going to be in a decent offense that likes to throw. They're run heavy and they play off the play action a lot. Tight ends thrive in that.
Also, what's his face? He loves throwing to tight ends.
Yeah, he's always had Delaney Walker.
And then he had Eric Ebron.
Who?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, I was thinking of the Colts for some reason.
All right, so I took Delaney Walker. It's a little bit risky, but I'm all right with it. If not, I have tight ends that I like. I like Mark Andrews. He'll still probably be there as a free agent. If Delaney Walker disappoints, Jack Doyle, Trey Burton, here's guys I like that I can stream. So I'm not too stressed about it.
Let's run through this.
Kalen Ballage next. Dante Pettis. Sammy Watkins to end the 8th round. Bears defense, first defense off the board. Kareem Hunt goes 9-2. Sterling Shepard, and then we're back to me here. I think I'm looking at Jared Goff here. I still think it's kind of early for me to take quarterback. I like Royce Freeman.
Yes, I like Royce Freeman a
I
lot.
like Royce Freeman. Coaches love Royce Freeman. They said it's going to be more of a timeshare in the backfield with him and Philip Lindsay, 50-50 split, they said. And he'll be the goal line back, I think. So the only question is how many touchdowns are the Broncos going to get with their offense with Joe Flacco. Great defense. They could do the whole keep away offense, run the ball heavy like a Dallas type scheme. Who knows what we'll see with them. And then looking at receiver, I like Michael Valdez-Scantling. Aaron Rodgers, number 2. I'm taking him. I think he's an upside guy. For my roster, I went 3 running backs real early, so I want to pick a guy that has upside.
He looked good. Saw some reviews. Tough spot. I kind of want to go with another tight end.
2 tight ends.
Yeah, it's like a flex. But,
You're going to run a tight end as your flex?
maybe. I did that a little bit last year. I had the 2, Eric Ebron and who else was it? But they were top 10 in fantasy. Ran both of them the whole year. But I'm going to go with Marvin Jones. I like him.
I like Marvin Jones there.
Yeah, he's good.
He had a little bit of a down year last year.
Yeah, I think
But
the
he had-
Lions, they're going to have to step it up this year. It was Stafford's worst year since he's been in the league.
Matt Patricia wants to run the ball. We've never seen that type of offense there. They always had, who was their coach? Jim Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz.
Wait, what's their offensive coordinator's name?
I don't know. I don't know too much about the Lions.
Jim Bob Scooter.
Jim Bob Scooter.
Jim Bob Scooter. It's something ridiculous. You're back on the clock though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give a rundown. They went Marvin Jones with him, David Njoku, Royce Freeman, Jared Goff, who I like, Corey Davis, LaShawn McCoy, Kyler Murray, James Washington, Devin Singletary, Ronald Jones, and Russell Wilson. We're back with Chris.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm going with my boy AP,
AP, I like it.
Adrian Peterson.
Could
He's
be
still a
potential
baller.
starting running back in Washington, maybe, depending on what Darius Geis does.
Yeah, Darius Geis. I like him though too. Second year.
James Winston and DK Metcalf off the board. I think I'm finally going to take my quarterback here. And I'm taking my boy LJ, Lamar Jackson. I
Really?
don't really trust him as a Ravens fan, but in fantasy, I mean, he's basically a running back. He's going to get you 600, 700 yards rushing on top of all of his passing stats. I think he has a really high floor, maybe not the highest ceiling because he's not that good for quarterback.
Yeah.
But for fantasy, I'm fine with taking him in the 10th round. And then it goes Emmanuel Sanders, Deshaun Jackson, Big Ben in the 10th round, Matt Breida, who I like a lot, number 2 running back in San Francisco, super efficient with his touches all throughout his career. The Rams defense, Austin Hooper, and then we're back to me. So far, I got 4 receivers, 4 running backs, quarterback, and a tight end. So I got, right now I'm just drafting depth. And what I like to do in these later rounds is like shoot for people that have high upside, people that can potentially break out, rookies that could break out on their team, or handcuffs that if someone gets injured, they could step into that role and be a number 1 guy. Someone I'm interested to see if they're here still, Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's there. That's the exact type of guy I'm talking about. If Zeke holds out, Tony Pollard's going to be the starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys. Behind that offensive line, Jerry Jones has already been ranting and raving about this kid. If Zeke holds out and he's the starting running back for Dallas and you get him in the 12th round,
He was talking so highly of him. It was hilarious.
that's a steal. So that's what I like to look for later in drafts. Really high upside guys. So I took Tony Pollard, then Cortland Sutton goes, so I like a lot. Jacksonville's defense, and then Curry Mack here on the clock.
Alright, so I got 4 running backs, 4 receivers, a quarterback. I do have my flex. I'm gonna go with the Ravens D.
Drafting a defense, bro.
Yeah.
I like to take my defense and kicker the very last picks. Just because I'll stream my defenses throughout the year. I'll just take the defense, whoever's playing a really bad offense, and it usually works out.
You know, Shane likes to do a lot of trades throughout the season. Tries to finesse his way in. Doesn't always work.
I'm definitely not trading defenses, buddy.
I think the Ravens, their defense is nice.
So Ravens, then Dante Moncrief, Tyrell Williams, Carlos Hyde, Tom Brady, Darwin Thompson, Peyton Barber, start 12th round, TJ Hawkinson, Phillip Rivers, Kiki QT, Golden Tate. We're back with Chris.
Yeah, I'm going with Devin Funches.
Devin Funches, I like it. It's upside. He could be number 2, maybe even the red zone threat in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I feel like he's always been average receiver.
Anthony Miller goes next. Jameson Crowder, back to me.
I totally forgot about Jameson Crowder.
So like I said, I'm gonna take my very last two picks are gonna be my kicker and defense. Right now, I'm just gonna see who I like the most out of the running backs and receivers that are left. I'm gonna be shooting for the high upside guys. Justin Jackson's there. If Melvin Gordon holds out, that could be a steal. Miko Hardman, someone who's interesting with the Chiefs, the rookie, he could come in and be the number 2 guy. But I think I'm going to go with Justin Jackson and add to my running back depth. I could have a number 1 I could have a starting running back there with Justin Jackson in the 12th round.
No, I thought they had.
Eckler, but
Yeah.
Eckler is like a small kind of receiving back.
Who was there last year in the playoffs? Mike Tolbert? No.
Silver hasn't been there in a while.
Who was the running back that played for him? C.J. Anderson, wasn't
No,
it?
played for the Rams.
Yeah, last year.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing again.
Alright, so then I'm back on the clock here. I'm going to go with probably a kicker first. I'm going to go with Saints kicker, just because they're going to score a lot of points.
Kickers can be kind of important. Sometimes it comes down to them in games last year for me.
It's almost impossible to predict, though, if a kicker's going to have a good
Yeah,
week.
you can never know. Unless it's a team that can't really finish off in the red zone. You know they're going to take a lot of field goals inside the red zone.
I don't even really like playing in leagues with kickers, just because it's such a wild card. You're just gambling, you're just rolling the dice with kickers. I thought you were on the clock.
I don't know.
What are you looking at?
Kicker. I always try and get a kicker that I know have good offenses that could score a lot. I'm gonna go with, was that Jake Elliott or whatever?
Yeah, pretty sure that's his first name. The Eagles kicker, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Texans defense, Cleveland, Jets,
I wonder if this would give our overall rating
maybe. We'll see here in a couple picks. Going into the last round, Fairbairn, Tavecchio, sounds Italian, Rod Gold,
Alright,
Jaden Bailey.
so I'm gonna go with Mitch Trubisky. I always draft 2 quarterbacks every year. And with Carson Wentz, hopefully he doesn't get hurt, but if he does, have my backup. And plus it's good, like there might be certain games that you think like one of your quarterbacks could go off on.
I don't know. I don't really like drafting 2 quarterbacks. Just because right now, I mean, look who's going to be left on the free agency. Kirk Cousins, Garoppolo, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Derek Carr, Matt Stafford. I'd feel comfortable streaming them guys depending on the matchup.
Yeah, you can always pick them up.
But for my last pick, I'm taking a defense. Let me go with the Broncos. I like their defense. Also, Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, still a solid defense.
And that wraps up our draft here. So, what do you want to run through our teams here?
Yeah, Wizards say the draft has ended. Good luck.
Draft has ended. Okay, so I'm going to run through my team here. Quarterback, we got Lamar Jackson. Christian McCaffrey and Damian Williams is my 2 running backs. Tyler Boyd and Allen Robinson, my 2 receivers. Delaney Walker at tight end. Flex is Devontae Freeman. Will Lutz in Denver Broncos defense. On the bench, I got Sony Michel, Josh Gordon, Marquez Valdez, Scantling, Tony Pollard, and Justin Jackson. I like my team. It's running back heavy, but
We got a solid team. I like it.
yeah,
I like your your running backs are solid and receivers. Not bad.
Let's look at your team then.
Joshua. All right, so my first, my quarterback Carson Wentz, running backs Todd Gurley, Joe Mixon. I had Joe Mixon last year. I think he got me I think he rushed for 1,200 yards last year, maybe.
You got the Carson Wentz, Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey stack, and you got Jake Elliott. You got 4 Eagles there, buddy,
Yeah,
and Jordan Howard.
yeah, and I got Jordan Howard. I think that was a good pickup.
You basically got the
And,
Philadelphia Eagles for your fantasy team, bro.
Yeah, man. So then AJ Green, when he comes back, he's gonna produce, and he could come back a little early, which would that could help. Jarvis Landry, like I said, OBJ is gonna be getting targeted a lot. You got Njoku, Nick Chubb, and they have the other receiver from last year still.
Antonio Conway is getting suspended, and they got Rashard Higgins. I think he'll be their third
Yeah,
guy.
he looks pretty good still,
They
but.
call him Hollywood Higgins.
But Zach Ertz, last year he break the record for catches, so he could get targeted a lot. Alshon Jeffrey could maybe be like a flex for me. There's different people I could flex, but Jake Elliott as my kicker, Ravens defense, Jordan Howard, Marvin Jones. I like that pick a lot. He's like a 6'4" receiver.
He was a top 10 receiver in fantasy 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think Matt Stafford's gonna do better than last year, but I don't think he's gonna kill it. Adrian Peterson. I love my boy AP, Devin Funches, and Mitch Trubisky. So that's my team. I don't think it has a ranking. Yeah, we had another app that showed rankings, but it's not a huge deal.
So that's it. That concludes the draft.
Yeah, so if you're someone new to drafting or doing fantasy drafts, hopefully this helps you. And like we said, we're going to be doing weekly videos when the season starts, and that's coming up soon. So things are going to get really interesting with challenges and our picks and everything. So that's it for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shane and Curry Mac out.